it was like that perfect, like deep brown orange clay.
Yep.
It stayed a Supercross track. Like it
Yep.
rutted up. It stayed hard packed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you remember, but like one of those rounds I think was a Triple Crown, and they had like the sun was setting during some of those mains,
Mm-hmm.
and so like it would have been hell for visibility going the one way, but
Yeah.
like you got like even on the broadcast with like broadcast cameras, you were getting like JJ Abrams lens flare going, like it
Ooh.
looked so cinematically just exquisite. It was
Sick.
like it
Yeah.
was just a master. And I remember like Cam was filming for AJ at the time. Just
Mm-hmm.
everybody's vlogs from that round, like those three races, looked like cinematic masterpieces. Just
Christopher Nolan's.
for the art nerds in this, like it was just
Yeah.
like it looked so good.
That's so awesome. Yes, that stuff I love. But yeah, there's a couple tracks when like when they prep it and like the night show starts going off, you get the pyros and stuff, and the
Yeah,
like the fresh tracks are glistening, and dude, it's just it's
something
epic.
else.
Yeah,
Something
ladies and
else.
gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the TCE Supercross live watch party. If you're just tuning in with us, it is myself, of course, Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience, and the one and only TMA's very own Jackson. Our links are below. Make sure you follow along with Jackson as he is one of the masterminds behind the TMA offering. We do this just about every handful of races we do at
We've been pretty
Supercross
good
Live
this
Watch
year.
Party.
We've been
We've been
pretty
really
good this
good.
year.
We've had these for a while.
Except for the ones that you've actually been at in person. I think we've
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
just
we've
about
done
every
them
one.
exactly. So this might be one of the last ones that we do for the season because I'll be at a lot of them coming up.
Yeah.
Speaking of going to the races, if you want to go to the races like an absolute G, make sure you head to thecollectivexp.com where you guys can do the best VIP program in all of motorsports. Yes, the best VIP program in all of Supercross and Motocross. We get you behind the scenes like never before. We make you part of the family and a part of the team in a way that you would never imagine possible. Make connections, make relationships that last a lifetime. And if you want to get a job in the industry, head to thecollectivexp.com for our Moto internship programs where you guys can get hired in. Over 80% of our interns go on to do incredible things in the industry, like work for Bubba's World Podcast, TMA, working for a ton of other teams like Partzilla Kawasaki, and so much more. ThecollectiveXP.com. Use the promo code the Moto Academy to save. We got to thank our amazing sponsors, FXR Moto, Flow Vision Goggles, Phoenix Handlebars, EVS, Evans Power Coolant, Rip and Ruts, Creo P1. We also have to thank the guys over at Moto Academy, of course, and Speed and Sport Adventure Tours. So
I think I'm
we
gonna
were
start. I'm gonna help you out from now on.
okay.
I'm gonna get a
Okay,
pit board and be like the guys when they're on the podium, and I'll just list all
please.
your sponsors
It's
for
dude. It's
you and
so
just hold
much.
them
It's
up.
so much,
Just
dude.
that.
It's
Hey, hey,
so
hey,
much.
hey. Just
Don't
remember.
forget. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
they wrote you a check.
7-Eleven.
Don't
Yeah,
forget.
yeah.
Shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. Their links are below, and make sure you take advantage of the promo codes. We want to help you guys and help you save and support the people that support us. So do that, save yourself some cash, and get some really cool product. We stand behind all of our sponsors; they are phenomenal. Jackson, round 10. This season is kind of blurring by.
Yeah.
We're in Birmingham. This is our second year coming here. Neither you and I have not been to Birmingham
No,
for
sir.
whatever reason.
For
Uh,
me, it's a lot. It's pretty far. For you, it's pretty dangerous. So we'll just.
yeah, we're not about that life.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dave's the only person, moto media, rider, anything that was like, man, I missed the Oakland round. Dude,
you know, we
that
should race next
that
Compton.
yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do a race and a swap meet. We're gonna do Dave, yeah, every time everyone complains
Oh.
about Oakland, it is like, yeah, now you guys know how I feel when we're in Georgia.
Oh my gosh, dude, we're gonna get canceled. No one's watching this because we forgot to put out the teaser, letting people know beforehand that we're doing this. So
That's
my
cool.
bad. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Walk me through what happened earlier, because like I said before, your boy was riding today. Went to a gnarly track here in the Austin area. Insane. So I was running a little bit late, but walk me through what you saw in time qualifying, because I'm hearing a lot of different chatter here and there. I didn't see anything.
So I've only seen the highlight. I haven't listened to any talking heads speak on it. But it looks like the way listen, we're not we're not strangers to injury in the sport, but the
Hmm.
way that man was grabbing his leg and absolutely not even bothering testing any weight on it.
dude.
We can assume this is not a soft tissue tweak of
Mm-hmm.
the likes of Jet and Eli. That looked like a break to me. Came up short in that long rhythm lane, trying to go 4. Listen, it's Triple Crown. There's no way to heat race your way into a good gate position like you want it right from the time qualifying. So understandably, he's given it the beans in practice or in qualifying. But yeah, sucks to see because I feel like we had a pretty. It seemed like everybody kind of ran from the West Coast,
Mm-hmm.
avoiding the Deegan domination, which came on pretty late. And he's already bored with racing. Or at least dirt bike racing. He's on to 4 wheels on the turnpike.
Yeah, tell
Um,
me about that because I saw that in our group chat and I was like, "Wait, what's happening?"
Dave, you and I, we've said it before. We will say it again. All right. The Deegan family is here for one thing, and the Deegan family is here to sell T-shirts. All
Mhm.
right. They are here to sell.
Yeah.
They are here to listen. They're here to win championships and chew bubble gum. They're all out of bubble gum, and honestly, yeah, they're going to get their championships. But really, they're really just here to sell some shirts. And if you don't think that Shop Deegan 38 is going to have a mugshot T-shirt out by the end of the
Oh,
week,
dude.
that's going to be their
So what
championship
was he
drop.
charged with again?
Reckless driving, street racing.
Oh, it's pretty much what we've all done, just never got caught doing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard he
okay.
got pulled over by James Stewart with a fake cop light on his truck. Full circle.
I
But
love
dude, I
that.
mean, the kid stamp it. The kid's just speed running a goat career. He
Yeah,
just
dude, seriously.
he's hitting all the marks early. He's getting his championships. He's getting his factory rides. He's getting the outside sponsors. He's doing everything
Yeah,
that he can to just speed run a Mount Rushmore career. And
yeah,
part of that is a run in with the law. And you know what? We got that out of the way. Okay, that's one on
dude.
Jet. Jet doesn't have anything like that. Jet's
Yeah.
a Jet's a Karen filing for you know naming rights of the donut brand against filing for sole custody of the donuts.
Sole custody. It's wild work. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, that whole thing in itself is like so crazy because there's a lot of like, I don't want to say like he said, she said, but there's a lot of craziness,
Oh,
dude,
it
that's
is.
popping
It's
off
all
with
he
that.
said. She said. The
Yeah.
tricky thing for, and again, like we still don't know, and we probably won't ever know what happens. There'll be settlements. There'll be countersuits. There'll be defamation. There'll be this and that. Um, I think as it stands, the Lawrences and Wasserman have a deeper piggy bank to
Mm.
dig into when it comes to filing countersuits and tying things up in court. But I mean, from what I saw, what's tricky is like who's your outlet? Who's on your side to get the word out about what's
Yeah.
going on. And
And who
Jet
gets it out
and
first, pretty much.
Hunter and the Lawrence family, they got out first. They also have the serious moto media
Yeah.
kind of going to bat for them and taking their side because
Yeah.
understandably so. That's where their bread is buttered. We can replace an agent. We
Yeah.
can't replace a kid who just went 24-0, 22-0 outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, with that being said, I've read alternating reports that, their suit was thrown out, but then somebody said, well, that it only got thrown out because none of them are citizens. They're still
Mm.
international, like they're still, immigrants, not fully naturalized yet. Um, so who knows? Who knows? You know?
Yeah. That
Um,
that whole thing is just like, yeah, it's nuts because like there's so many different stories. And as you say that, dude, like somebody's already got like their own like look at that
yeah. Oh,
t-shirts
see,
with them
there it
on it,
is.
dude. That
Dude,
yeah,
it took minutes. It took minutes.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
that whole thing
happened.
is nuts,
That happened. I mean, dude, if that happens quick enough at the Masters with Tiger Woods mugshot on a fan's t-shirt,
dude.
it's
It's
gonna happen
crazy.
in moto. And don't get me wrong. I mean, Deegan seems to love the Trump family and the Trump era. He just wants another. It's just a t-shirt, dude. It's just gonna be a t-shirt. It's just another marketing sticker to throw on stuff that
Pretty
I'm a
much,
badass. I
pretty
it's
much.
really funny. Like people, some of the initial reactions were just like, people thought like saying things like, "Oh, he's done," and like this and that, and it's like, dude, if you
How?
think that this is going to do anything but help the brand and
Thank
image
you,
that they are
dude.
trying to
It's
curate as a family
mhm.
and Metal Militia passing the torch, all this, like, dude, that's you don't think
And
his
think about
dad?
how many chicks are going to be all hot in the pants
Oh,
like now that he's like
dude,
a bad boy, dude. Get out of here.
yeah.
You gotta yeah, get out of
And
here, dude.
I'm here for a villain arc, dude. I'm here.
Oh,
It
for
all
sure.
started a couple weeks ago. Some mom got on Facebook and was mad that Deegan didn't, take her kid for a tour of the Yamaha rig, just signed his picture and let him move on. And everyone's like, "Oh, what an ungrateful little kid." It's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get my Audi impounded doing 200 miles an hour down the turnpike. Like that's how you
Dude.
back that up.
Oh, 100%. That's just yeah, this is going to be insane. What else are you seeing from qualifying? Anstey, right? Did you mention that already? I don't think you did.
Yeah, we talked about broke
Okay,
his
okay,
leg.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Who else? I heard somebody else
I didn't see
ended
anything
up.
else. That's literally all I
Okay,
saw from qualifying. I
I
didn't
thought
watch
I
it.
heard. I thought I heard somebody else was like having like a hard time, but um, yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure.
How
So,
we I will say, for being that we're 10 rounds in, we've had 6 different winners
mhm,
of the races so far, like in the 450s.
yeah,
Now, we started with the deeper field, of course, but
hmm,
we still who are some riders that you still think could get it done this year? Top step of the podium.
450.
450.
I think Plessinger, who's yet to have one. I don't think we've seen the full capability of Plessinger so far. He is a super fast guy. He nabbed himself a win last year, and I don't know what it is, but it's almost like this guy when it comes to like that 1% that makes a winner that night. He's like a light switch because he can be podium guy, he can be the fifth and fourth guy. But some nights, dude, he is on it and it just works. So I think Plessinger is definitely one guy. I want to say Justin Cooper, but he gets great starts, but there's something about his racecraft that I don't think lends itself to be there in the minutes that are counting down towards the checker flag. So I don't think he has that same tenacity, or I don't know what it is, but it seems to like that spark seems to dwindle after we got three to go, we got two to go. So yeah, I don't know unless he gets like out in this Kenny Roxon style sprints, then I could say something. But other than that, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel
Who are
like
you?
I
Who are
feel
you
like
calling?
I feel like Justin Cooper. I feel I feel like between him and Plessinger, it's very different kind of circumstances that would need to happen. I feel like a
Yeah,
Justin Cooper, he starts well, he rides consistent, he's solid.
yeah,
Um, I think for him to be up there, I think it would take everybody else kind of having that catastrophe, you know.
yeah.
I think it would take those other few guys taking each other out, you know. You need a bike malfunction, you need, a weird Sexton stall in the corner, doesn't recover. Something like that. I think with Plessinger, it's so up to the track and weather conditions. Like, I mean, if you're Plessinger, I really just think like look, even at this field with some of the top guys out, you're doing the rain dance. You're just praying for, a bad weather round
Something.
that you can
Yeah.
use your long legs and get everybody else off their game. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what it'll take for Plessinger to get on the top box again. And that's not me slighting him in any way. I think he's
Hmm.
an amazingly talented rider. I don't think it's
You
I
think
don't
those
think
guys
it's
are just
in the
they
cards.
they're just that far ahead right now,
Yeah.
the top guys. Okay, interesting. So um
Now I will say, I don't think I feel like the only other two that I would say would have a crack at it, and it's still a
mhm.
long shot, but who knows? I mean, they've done it before. Is Barsha and Anderson? I feel like those two guys.
Ooh,
They start
uh
well. They ride
I agree.
aggressive.
I agree on Anderson. I disagree on Barsha.
That's fair.
I yeah, JA for sure, dude. You've heard me sing his praises for however many seasons now. Like, I think he's capable of doing that for sure. Barsha, I don't think he's got the starts. I don't think he's got the all out stamina to give it your all, which he has to do against this new crop, against Cooper Webb against a Kenny. I mean, when I say new crop, I mean like this new influx of like speed. To go against somebody like a Sexton, I don't think he has that speed in him. To be honest with you, fast is all
I
get
just
out,
think
but
as
I don't
far
think
as
he
like
has
it's
that.
not up to the track and the weather, it's literally like it's all about just aggression. And if he does get that start,
Mm,
like he's somebody you're scared to pass because if you do, you got
mm,
to make it stick, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if he gets out front more so than a Justin Cooper or more so than a Plessinger or more so than an Anderson, and Anderson's better than those two others at this, but he's
Yeah.
no Barsha as far as just like he demands
Mm.
respect when he's leading, you know.
For sure, yeah, and I mean he got his factory rides from wins, so
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but it's a tall order, man. These guys, I don't think he's got the speed of those guys. I don't think he's got the stamina, at least the
Which
stamina
is
to go all out to
crazy.
be able to ride with
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean?
And the thing of the with that is the stamina.
Yeah,
It's
because
because
you're
of
not
how he
catching
rides.
Sexton, you're not catching.
If he rode like Sexton, if he rode
Hmm.
like these other guys that are better at conserving energy, he
Hmm.
would. I mean, I would go on record say he is without a doubt the most fit rider on the track because of
Mm,
like to be able to ride how he does
all the
for a
time.
full main event is
Yeah,
insane.
and as we say that, AP's
Plessinger
out
with the
front.
start, Anderson with the start.
Yeah, so
Is that
two
a
of them, dude. Okay,
look at us?
maybe the opposite of the commentator's curse. But yeah, that's pretty rad. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't see Barsha doing that. I did see, however, that it was on Gypsy where Jace was talking to Kiefer, testing, and they were saying like, dude, it's pretty much a done deal that Barsha's to Ducati next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I
yeah.
mean,
It
we
makes the
called
most
that
sense.
early, even before
Yeah.
we knew of the Troy Lee partnership. We kind of said like it has to be Barsha, right?
I mean,
I mean,
listen,
that's your
these
guy.
things we can talk about having hunches and inside, but it's we know what these guys' contracts are
Yep, we know
as
what
far as
we pretty you can
when
pretty
they're up.
much know what they're thinking and what like, especially you being in the position
Listen,
where you
when we
represent.
left the theater, when we left the theater after Avengers of Infinity War,
Mhm,
and you know, Iron Man was still alive, Captain America was still alive. You know, when these people were still there and everybody
yeah,
else was dead, but everybody else had just signed 4 more movie contracts with Disney and Marvel. It's like, it's like they're coming back. These guys aren't making it. So like it's not rocket science to look at listen, Kenny's contract, he just signed another bridge deal, 1 more year with Suzuki. All right.
mm.
Let's see what the
Oh,
Desmodo.
Kenny, nice break right there. Got him under braking. Yeah, no, I
Excuse me.
agree, and I don't know, like because you represent a brand, like you're part of the inner workings of TMA. You kind of know what brands are looking for. You kind of know the direction. You kind of know like the overall vibe that a team might have, what they're looking for, and who would gel well based on
Yeah.
logistics, based on environment, based on where they come from. And I don't. To me, just seeing that, I was like, the minute they were like announcing, oh, we're going to go into Supercross in 26, it's like Barsha. I don't know. I don't know if I can even explain it, but it just feels like
Well, you
that would
look at the
be a no
rest of
brainer.
the rest of the leaderboard, and especially as a brand coming into a sport,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to make a splash. You want to get on the highlight reel. And looking at the current crop of competitors, you're not getting Tomac off that Yamaha.
Yeah.
Sexton just made a big move in the prime of his career, and it's working out. You're not making him, you're not getting him out of the KTM. He's locked
Mm,
up. Jet is Captain Honda, you know.
yeah.
So looking at kind of the top guys, listen, Kenny, you're going to shoot promo footage and it's going to be the most beautiful, elegant riding that you can get and podium threat constantly and win threat at every round, at any given round.
Yeah.
Barsha, all right, maybe not a podium threat every weekend, maybe not a win threat
Hmm.
anymore, but you're going to
Yeah.
get a highlight reel. You're going to get a clip.
Yeah. Yep.
You're gonna get eyes on Barsha because
Yeah.
he's liable to do some stuff that's gonna
Dude,
get him on
time
the TSN countdown.
free practice. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
Barsha's going upside down. That's every
yeah.
weekend. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's I agree 100%. Who else should take that seat for Ducati though? You know, as we're watching the two guys that we were we were like, yeah, I don't know if they could do it. They're clearly out front. Um, who would you say is like the second, like, you know, if there's a 1A, 1B, or a 1 and 2, who would be like your second rider you'd pick for that?
I think Kenny. I still think it's going to be Kenny.
It's so difficult though because I don't think he's not gonna leave
Yeah,
Fox and
but
they're Troy Lee.
just like the Suzuki thing, like, dude, if you have a shot at getting Kenny, who do you think has consistently sold more bikes than him the last 10 in this era, in the last 10 years?
I want to say I almost said like Dungy, but I'm like they were racing together. They were both teammates.
But like he's
So
not. I'm saying like of this generation of who's
yeah. Of who's racing today? Oh
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the only thing you could say is like a rebuttal is like, you know, you see a lot of kids on YZ250s now, but um other than that, like yeah.
Oh, textbook. Wow. Please
Mm.
tell me you just saw that.
Ooh, oh, put him on the ground.
That was a statement pass.
Yeah, yep.
And honestly,
Were
Anderson,
they beefing in
no,
qualifying?
I don't think so. I didn't see anything, but I mean,
Mm.
Anderson should absolutely not have let that happen. I'm excited to
Yeah.
break that one down later this week with Cade
Oh, for
inside the
sure.
app. For those of you who don't
Yeah, it's gonna
know,
be good.
um, Cade Clayson and myself have had a regular live stream that we're doing inside the Moto Academy app exclusively, where I cut up the highlights. We find the highlights from the latest round of Supercross, and we go through frame by frame, step by step with Cade Clayson. He's been there. He's
Mm.
raced these guys. He knows what's going on this year on the track, and the commentary that he gives is unlike anywhere else. Like you're not finding that kind of breakdown, and it's completely free form. There's no time limit. If he wants to talk about one section or one pass for 10 minutes, he has the space and freedom to do that.
Yeah,
And
and this is a guy who is a main event guy. He's not a
yeah,
just privateer. This guy is in main
this
events
year,
racing Tomac and like
this
this
year, main
year.
event guy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
so Cade's riding. He rode
Mhm.
yesterday. I haven't checked in how it
Already?
went. Yep. Yeah,
Jeez, dude.
just turn track, but he's back on the bike.
Okay.
Please, if there's a God, if there's anything out there, please can we get Cade back on the line for Gillette when Dave Drake's, when TMA, when the whole crew's in town?
Dude. Talk a
Can
little.
we will Cade Clayson
Can we just pray to
to a
Jesus,
straight to the
please,
main?
Lord?
Because how many we got? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. He just got back on the bike. It
Dude,
wasn't
that would
soft
be
tissue. It was a bone break. You know,
that would be phenomenal.
I feel like we can make it happen, Dave. I feel like we can will it into existence.
That would be so sick. Now, talk to me about a little bit about Gillette. We got Plessinger out front. We got Sexton kind of catching up a little bit, but the TMA crew will be in Gillette Supercross in Boston for that one, dude. It's going to be the whole family there, dude. It's literally going to
So
be
the
all
Moto
of us.
Academy is synonymous with trip giveaways. All right, we love showing the
Yep.
appreciation to all who support our Mookie's on the move. By the way, Roxon was in third.
Okay, Mookie. A little far back though. A little.
Yeah,
I don't say a
for
little
but
too
hey,
late, but
triple crown,
yeah, if we can
podium
if we
is in
get
play.
consistent podium, yeah.
Podium is in play for a win because you know Webb's gonna have something to say in the second moto and the third moto. He
Yeah.
went down on the first lap.
So, is there something to say between this track and Tampa that might lend itself? We're getting sidetracked so far, but it might lend itself to being like more like a Mookie style track. Like, do you see a similarity between this one and Tampa?
Other than Mookie absolutely yarded in qualifying. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
I can't tell where you are. Oh, tough block. Oh, twice.
Jeez.
Man, dude, if he
Yeah,
goes from
he falls in practice, dude. Remember the one I sent you guys?
yeah, it's
And
true.
in Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah, he crashes a lot in qualifying. Which I mean, if you're gonna get out of the way, get out of the way in
Get it out of the
qualifying, you
way.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but like I was saying, the Moto Academy trip giveaways. It's what we do. It's what we do best. We like to give back to the community and those that support us as many times as we can throughout the year. This year, uh, it was a grand prize from our 12 days of Christmas giveaways where we give something away every day leading up to Christmas Day. This year was a free trip to all inclusive trip for the community member Ali Crivello. Her and her parents are coming out. We've got Gillette Supercross, and the next day we are opening the Moto Academy's first IRL track. So the first Moto Academy hub will be opening Sunday, the day after the Gillette Supercross. The whole team's going to be there. We did the trip giveaway, and actually, what's exciting is right now we are running the next trip giveaway currently. So get in the app; you're automatically entered, and we will be giving away another trip. We will be announcing it at that ride day at our new Supercross track. So the team's going to be together. I love that we've been doing that. I don't know, like because we were all there for the last one where AJ went live at the Motoland track. That's when we announced. Or no, that wasn't the trip giveaway, but we announced that first giveaway together from 12 Days of Christmas, and so
Yeah.
doing it again. Whole team's going to be there announcing the next trip
Oh,
giveaway.
nice one. Plessinger, nice little turn down, but Sexton's just carrying too much momentum.
He's just gone. Good for Sexton. Sexton's had a rough go, and then he had a week off to think about it.
He really has, man. So, do you think he gets the red plate back this round? I mean, he's 15 points down. I don't know how the points shake up if it's like a per round thing. Like at the end of it, is like the podium for the Triple Crown. Does that dictate the overall points for the championship, or are we combining a little bit of these finishes into that as well?
No, it's all just the final podium of the night, which
Gotcha.
I
So,
disagree
so
with.
I don't
I think
think.
there should be something. I don't think there should be. I think you should still do that, but I think the same way, like, excuse me, Formula One figured out
Oh, the
a way
+1,
to.
+2.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yep.
started doing the sprint races, which this
Yep.
year or this weekend it's the races in China for Formula
And I
One.
will
And
say, I don't know who was out front and
dude,
set the world track record,
dude,
but
dude, he's back. He's back,
we're back, baby.
and he's
We're
coming
back,
for y'all
baby.
heads.
And we're on red. Let's go. Oh, I didn't see the first round, by the way. Again, huge deviation. This one's off the rails. But shout out to Lando, dude, for that first win of the season. That's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Besting Verstappen and Russell.
Yeah,
Come on.
I don't see anything. Lando's not winning that title. It's not
Oh,
happening.
no, I'm not saying he's winning. No, he's not winning the title. He's
There's
got
too many
stiff
dogs,
competition.
but it is
But
exciting for him.
it's
But I
cool.
just
That's a
the
step in the
reason
right
I say
direction.
that is just because Zach Brown, the owner of the Aston Martin team, was already out popping shit that we're entering the
Wait,
Lando era.
I thought he was McLaren.
McLaren, sorry,
Hmm. I'm like, are we trading? We trading
yeah,
around again?
McLaren.
Because
Sorry.
dude, for a minute we were hopping teams for a minute, but
It's a long
no,
day for
it's
me too.
yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. Dude. I think I think he's gonna be really good, and Lewis is even on record saying it during a race. He got around Lando. He's like, dude, Lando's such a good driver. Like,
Yeah, he is.
I think he's gonna be sick, but it's not his time yet.
They're all. I mean,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this point, they're
podiums and
all
stuff for
good.
sure, but
But yeah, I think I think the fact that Verstappen is still right there, and you know they're going to figure that
yeah,
car out because they have to, because of who's driving. I also think,
yeah,
it's tough, man. Like Verstappen again. Listen, this is just a Formula One podcast at this point because I don't see us getting much more movement in this leaderboard on the final lap.
no,
Um,
definitely not.
but dude, again, like Max has zero help. Checo all year last year was like
Yeah.
mid to back of the pack, and this year they moved Liam Lawson up instead of giving Yuki Tsunoda the obvious nod, who should be in that second seat. Yuki in a far inferior car is running top 5, top 6 in these
Thank you.
rounds. Like he could be there helping out Max, and
And
which he
and
still
in
is in a
turn,
way, but
they
not in
could
cons-
also mentor him to be that next 1B
yeah.
guy. Because Yuki
Dude,
is a
think
talented
about
rider. He's just
and think
he's a
about the
kid. He's
dude,
young.
think about the advantage it would be to having Yuki Tsunoda as your top guy down the line. He
Yeah.
is 4'3", and he is all of 93 pounds. Probably
Yeah,
not
and
even,
he's
you know?
talented and
It's
he's
like
young. He's moldable. He's
in
moldable right now,
the
dude.
weight savings alone of having this Japanese midget in your in your car.
It's little person now, Jackson.
Oh, sorry. This little person midget. Did you have problem with me saying Japanese, or which part was
Was
the
it the Japanese? Which part? Which part
this
did pissed
little
you
person
off?
midget?
Uh, oh, geez. No, I don't know. I don't understand why they would completely do that. But, um, yeah, again, I don't think we're in a Lando era. But dude, the kid's gonna start getting more and more podiums. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
And for some reason, I'm not the biggest Russell fan. I don't know why, but like if anyone's like, oh, like who do you love, dude?
dude,
Uh
Russell
Lewis,
is the most
Leclerc.
anti. George Russell is the most anti aura driver. He is, dude.
There's no vibe,
He
dude.
absolutely.
He is the
He's at the end
embodiment
of
of his.
class. He's at the end of class.
Yeah,
Everybody's sitting there, and he puts his hand up and says, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework." All right, that is George,
yeah,
dude. The compilation of George Russell out there. I don't know if you've seen it, of like him policing other drivers on the track constantly. And I know everybody does it, but like it
yeah,
just doesn't sound the same when Russell's like, "Oh, he completely turned into me," and it's like, dude, shut up and drive. Like, oh, it's
dude,
hilarious.
yeah. He's like the embodiment of his like people's food. It's like
Hmm.
he's so bland,
Yeah,
and like it looks like he
dude.
enjoys like a jacket potato with beans and tuna,
Oh
and
man,
like, oh,
like
dude, give me a break,
coming
dude.
from the era of ass out in the stream Botas and Lewis Hamilton, the king of drip,
Mm,
like, dude, coming from that
the king.
era into like George Russell, ugh,
Yeah,
disgusting,
yeah,
disgusting.
yeah. It's
I don't know. I think it would be cool to see Max there
mm,
after his Red Bull deal's up. I think a move to Mercedes would be pretty insane. I
yeah.
think we'd be back to Lewis era dominance when it comes to that.
Mm,
You get him a proper second seat driver, if that is George Russell.
hmm
But that Antonelli, or that kid, that what's his name? The kid that they just put in there. He's an incredible driver.
mm.
The second seat
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Mercedes.
I can't think of his name. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be weird, man. But I'm stoked to see what Lewis can do on a. And it's so crazy that like I still can't wrap my head around the fact that it's pretty much a spec class, and you have such variation in car performance, where literally
Yeah.
the equivalent for us would be like everybody, you get a KTM 450. You're allowed to you can only have these kind of tires. You can't change bore, you can't change stroke, you can't change this. Like literally, it's a stock class, and the variation between not even driver skill, but just car performance. It's like, geez, dude, how much is that? Just insane.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like it'd be cool to see what kind of things that they could take from that world to even the playing field in
Yeah,
Supercross. Because like I know one
yeah,
of the things that you get is like your finish in the constructor championship dictates how much wind tunnel testing time you get before the next season. You
yeah,
know, so it's like
yeah.
imagine if that was something borrowed. It's like, listen, if your team, you know, finishes here, you get this much more time on the practice track. Obviously, it would never happen because like these riders' lives are on the line, and Supercross is very
Mm,
dangerous. But I mean, it's just interesting to think that I do feel like they do try pretty hard to
yeah.
find ways to kind of even that playing field.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Jerry Robin in 12th, man. Phenomenal ride by
Shout
Jerry.
out,
That's
dude.
super
That's
sick.
that's crazy. That's a really good
That's
finish.
great. Yeah, dude. Jerry is on a freaking mission, man.
Yeah, cool to see.
We said his name a lot. Yeah. I wonder what Plessinger's saying right now. I like Plessinger, dude. He's such a chill guy. Like he just I feel like he's the same with everybody. Um
Yeah.
yeah, so we've got Two more. Then we're going to head over to the Moto Academy app, and we're going to go live with Ray Vince himself, hashtag Mr. White Boot Club. And we're going to do some breakdowns over there. I'm stoked for that one. We've been having a blast inside the app. We got some cool things shaking up and coming down. The community over there is phenomenal. The people are great. The whole staff is phenomenal. Jackson, what is one thing you'd like to incorporate into the Moto Academy if you were given free will to do so?
All right. Well, I'll say this, and you guys aren't allowed to read into it, but I would really love to be able to offer a signature kit, a signature brand kit that says,
Mm,
you know, I ride for the Moto Academy. That's what I would love to see.
that would be
Um,
sick.
I want a jersey and pants that is signature to us that is available for members to order. And
Mm,
again, you're not
that'd
allowed
be
to read
rad.
into that. You're not allowed to think about it too hard. That's just I
Nope.
think that would be cool.
Actually, wipe it from your memory
Yeah,
right after we
don't
say
even
this.
worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, that'd be sick. I'd love to see something like that. That'd be killer. We doing any outdoors this year, Jackson?
Uh, not as far as I know. Um, that's a long haul for. There's not too much that I can do on my end of activation
Mm,
stuff at an outdoor. I'd be in, I've never been to one. I'd be interested in going, but yeah, we'll
mm.
see. Right now, it's not really a discussion. We're
Which one
dude,
would you be most
we're
interested
trying
in
so
doing?
hard to tell AJ. Listen, AJ, we're on the cusp of him riding more than he maybe ever has in 10 years this year. Hopefully, with the opening of
Mm,
Winchester Speed Park,
yep,
TMA Supercross track, and
yep.
those things. And Southwick is literally 40 minutes from his house. We are doing everything we can to saying, AJ, go
We're
race.
bringing the water to you, Mister Horse.
Yeah, go race Southwick.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the
Oh
one
my
that he'd be
gosh, that
the most interested in doing. But we'll see.
it
We'll
would go
see.
badly. I mean, in terms of results, he would not be very
No,
proud
no. But I at
of
the
his
same time,
results.
I do think that we could. I don't know. It depends what the goal is. Like if the goal is just to like get out there, shoot some content, have fun, I think he could do it.
Mm,
Um
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Mary's texting me that our image quality is awful. Like yours is better than mine. So we're getting fiber this week. So she's like, dude, your video quality is she's like, I cannot wait to get fiber this week. So
I'm usually I'm usually using my phone as
mm.
the camera, and I'm
She
just using
says
the
that
laptop at night.
yours is she said yours is better than ours. So
Yeah, I'll take
apologies if
that.
our image quality is not the best if you're watching this still, which most people are probably either like, yeah, this is lame, or they're watching it 10 years later and like, oh, I didn't know that they had that back in 2025 before the world ended. So interesting stuff. Um, yeah, next weekend we'll have some more updated stuff for everybody. So, oh yeah, I'll tell you what, riding and then coming home and showering and hopping on right after, dude, is tiring.
Yeah.
My goodness, and that track I rode today was gnarlier than I thought it would be. It really was.
So
Those
like take us through that a little bit. What you got? Did you get invited out, or did you invite yourself over to a new
um
track there? What are we doing?
So my buddies were like, "Hey, come ride this new track." They closed up their old one. They built a new one, kind of by Austin Airport, and I was like, "Sure, I'll come check it out." They were adamant that like it was pretty cool,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna like it. Some big hits and stuff." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Thinking it's gonna be whatever, kind of normal. And man, these I get there. First, you have to sign up and pay like a to hold your spot because it's like a semi-private. And then
Okay.
once you get like the approval and the okay, you go there. Super nice people, and the facility looks like they had just prepped like every ounce of the property. It looked really really good. However, they water and they till really really deep, but they cap it at only 40 riders for the
Oh,
entire day. For the entire day.
cool.
So it's cool, like you're
but
never out there when it's
it takes
crowded.
a while to
But
get worked in.
dude, that
Yeah,
track does not work in until like 3 o'clock, and at that point, a national level like prep, which is what they do. Shout
yeah,
out to them, River Oaks. They do a really good prep, but when you don't have riders to tamper it down and like make
yeah.
lines, dude, it is every corner is a mud corner, you know. So,
Do you run
and then
the MX-14 at all?
dude, I have Maxxis tires. I think the MTs or something from like 2 seasons ago, dude. Or even longer
Fair enough.
actually. Yeah, my tires. It's time, so I am going to grab a set of tires this week for sure. Um, Chain and sprockets, maybe some clutches too, whatever, the whole thing. But when it's prepped like that and you don't get a chance to really like loosen up the arms in between these jumps and stuff, it makes it hard to find flow to be able to work up to do some of the jumps. So especially coming back from injury, dude, where I just want to like get some flow, maybe not leave the ground too much, but just like
Yeah,
break in, the ankle, the stuff like that,
yeah.
dude.
That's
Some of
hard
these
when you're
jump hits, it
paddling
was
on a
like,
deep till. Yeah,
oh yeah.
and I
And then
mean,
but for the
and
I'm like,
I'm
I might
sure
as
a
well just go
place
to
like
the
that, is not attracting. Like you're not out there ripping around with 85 kids holding your own and getting in anyone's way. I'm
getting, yeah,
sure.
ego boost.
Yeah, there's probably some shredders out there with you today on a track like
Oh,
that.
dude, yeah, they were going off, dude. Yeah, there was this. We parked right next to the biggest jump in the place, which is
Yeah,
like this massive uphill step up triple with
yeah,
the jump face that is 20 something feet straight wall, and then you're landing on a wall, so like you have to be very precise.
yeah.
And but like looking at jumps like that, it's not difficult. Like the
No,
run up to it is like a bruh bruh bruh, nice and smooth.
yeah.
Not like you're not fourth gear pinned in a 450 praying and clenching and stuff. But looking at that, I was like, man, like it's windy. If the wind tosses me, if I have to like,
Yeah, dude. And when was the
something
last time you went that
it's
big? Like
just
that's what I'm
it's
I'm
been a
worried
minute.
about is like I haven't
Yeah,
ridden. Obviously, I'm coming off winter, but even before that, like I
yeah,
haven't ridden and like gone big on anything in a while, and it's just like I'm starting to lose that like comfortability of like, oh, I can pull up to the track and
exactly.
hit this, I can hit that. It's like I got to be like it takes a lot of mental focus to like get over that hurdle of like, no, I can still hit
Oh,
these
for
jumps
sure,
and be fine, but it's
for sure.
you don't want to treat it too casually and you don't want to overthink it. Either way is a that you're asking for a bad trip.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And like these things shoot you too. So it's like you got to get used to being in the air that high again. And I don't know, just coming off the couch, dude. It was tough. So they have a vet track. I kind of hung out on there for a little while, just broken, like, again, broken the ankle a little bit and stuff like that. So but just to be out there and riding around, it's cool. And like certain times, like you could feel the muscle memory kind of come back a little bit. So that part I kind of dug, but yeah, it was cool, fun, nothing too crazy. So, man, we really shot ourselves in the foot by not promoting this a little earlier. So, sorry
Is
guys, if you
nobody
guys
is
are
just
watching.
nobody on the YouTube?
Not like what we usually have. So it's
Yeah,
a little on the lighter
that's
side.
okay.
It's a little lighter side. We're having fun, so it's all that matters. But no, dude, yeah, it was good. So when you come down, we have a cool track to ride.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes, like literally, dude. Honestly, we could even rent my buddy's bike, dude. Like he's got a YZ 250 that's pretty minty. He
There
rides
we
his
go.
Stark most of the time anyway. So like, dude, yeah, throw him a couple, whatever for cash, and
What's the
I'm just
nearest
gonna rent your
airport to
bike for
you?
the
I
day.
gotta I gotta start mapping out what a trip would be just to run down
Austin,
and
and
visit.
this track is 20 minutes east of Austin of the airport.
Beautiful.
So it's not bad at all, dude. Yeah, I'm 45 minutes north of the airport and an hour from this track. So um yeah, dude, map it out. Let me know. We can do some cool riding, man.
So
And Hunter's
I
close, Manny's close.
yeah, I signed up for a I okay, so I forgot about it. Okay, hockey's winding down. I got a few tournaments coming up, but like
Mhm,
our season ended, so we're done. Got a few shinnies left.
mhm,
They'll have ice all year. Like I'll be jumping in and out, but I like to miss the
mhm,
sports that I love. I like the seasons
mhm.
that I get up here. I like that I get a break from riding. I get to miss it. I
Yeah.
never grow callous to
Hmm.
these sports that I love. So that's
Hmm.
cool. But um, I forgot I signed up. Somebody set up like a spring men's touch football league, and
Mm.
I like submitted to be like in the free agent pool because they're like gearing up for a new season. Completely forgot about it. Got a text
Uh,
late the other night. It's like, hey, we drafted you on our team there, so we the first preseason game is next Sunday. We'll see you out there. And I'm like, dude, I've never played football. I'm
mm,
athletic, but I've never played football, and so we'll see how that goes. I'm
dude,
like, dude, I'm buying like $20 cleats off Facebook Marketplace. It's gonna be a real Jerry show out there. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
dude. Last time I tried anything football related, it was touch football in like my senior year of high school. And dude, I was so like I was still pretty I was like built, you know. So I was like, oh, I
Yeah,
want this guy on my team. Little did they know, your boy races dirt bikes and does
yeah,
cycling on the side. Like I don't get physical with like sports.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, I want the big guy. And I was like, okay. It's like, I'm wearing all
yeah,
pink, but cool. And dude, and it was a bunch of just bruisers, dude. And I
yeah,
remember they threw me the ball. I ran and then I woke up. Like I remember
yeah,
I was like, yeah, and then like
yeah.
running with the ball, and then I woke up. Some dude tackled the dog crap out of me, and I don't remember
I love like,
anything.
and that's the funny thing. It's like, yeah, it's touch, but like touch becomes shove, becomes tackle pretty quick, and that's
Dude.
like that's what I love about like the other sports I'm involved in is like riding, you know, hockey. You can
Mhm.
there's a mobility about I can get away from the bullshit. It's
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
there's something going on, I can skate over here. If I'm riding with somebody, I can pull off for half a lap.
yeah,
If they're getting aggressive and just like whatever, man, go ahead. I'll ride my own race over here. You can do that.
yeah.
You can't touch football when it's like it's the same with basketball. It's like
Mm,
we're one on one. We're it's you and me the whole game. Like we're in each other's face. It's hard to like get away from
yeah,
that.
dude. Yeah, it was bad. I was not a fan at all of that crap, dude. That was so.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is gay. I was like, get me away from
Yeah.
this, dude. Dirt bikes are way cooler. Um, but yeah, but yeah, let me know, dude. Well, like it would be cool to get you down here and like to see the whole crew and a bunch of people out here. Like through word of mouth, dude, they're getting signed up with TMA. I rode with a few people today. They're like, hey, you
Dude,
mentioned the
that's
Moto
awesome.
Academy. And he's like, I signed up last week, and he even was in our chat earlier today.
Oh, sweet.
Um, and yeah, we went through the fundamentals of like attack position. Just this is his
No
second day
way.
riding a motorcycle. Second day
Oh
riding a
yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah, that's been the
So
cool thing is like and that's
yeah,
really like that's been one of our goals is like
yeah,
we want to become synonymous with like obviously we cater to all ages and skill levels, but like we want to be synonymous with I just got into this sport.
yeah,
Like show me what to do. And that's
yep,
what we want to be a part of those like those people taking their first steps, those people like really, you know, cuz that's the thing, it's like we do feel we'll stand behind the fact that there is a proper way to ride. And in that, we're not saying that people are riding wrong. What we're saying is
hmm,
there is a way for weekend warriors to minimize the risk and to always be able to make it to work on Monday morning.
yes, yep,
People like to get too in the weeds of like, if we put up a clip criticizing and not even criticizing, but just comparing how riders of the past rode, whether it's James Stewart not touching his clutch in the whoops, just being all or nothing
hmm,
throttle. It's like, and people saying like, "Oh, you think you know more about riding than James Stewart?" It's like nobody is saying that. What we're saying
mm,
is, I am not James Stewart. We are not James Stewart. You are not
hmm,
James Stewart. All right. You should not. It's so funny to me that people have that like that disconnect. I don't know what it is about riding, but like dirt bikes and riding is so accessible that like people I just feel like with other things like, back to our Formula One conversation, no one looks at
hmm,
how Max is driving and says, like, Max drives like that. Why should I not drive to work on Monday like how Max,
yeah,
makes a corner, goes
Yeah,
for the
because you
gap.
don't
It's
have
like,
a
you're not him.
$500 million car. Yeah.
It's
And that
all of
pisses
it.
me off because like everyone's
You
like,
don't have the
oh, really?
machine. You
Elbows
don't
down.
have the
Yeah.
20,000 hours of seat time that these guys have.
Yeah.
Barsha fundamentally rides in a way that you would not teach anyone how to ride. He's loose on the bike. It's a lot of arms. It's a lot of
Legs
legs.
are
It's a lot of
loose.
muscling.
Yep.
Barsha
Yep.
is allowed to do whatever the hell he wants because he's got
Yeah.
30,000 hours of seat time, and it's proven that it works for him. All right. But I'm not going to take
Exactly.
somebody who gets out twice a month and say, yeah, try to hit this corner and that jump like Barsha would. That's going to
Yeah.
end. That's going to end your riding
Horribly.
day. That's going to end your riding
Yep.
career, maybe. You
Yep.
know, and that's
Exactly.
the goal. It's like people talk about growing the sport and wanting people get out there. It's like if somebody within their first 4 rides, because somebody isn't showing them the safest way to get around a track, is absolutely yard safe. It's an expensive sport. It's a big commitment. You buy the $6,000 used bike, you get geared up, you get the boots, you get the helmet, and within your first month riding, that bike is in pieces and your arm is broken. You know, there it's a risky sport, but there are ways to be risk avoidant about it. It doesn't have to be like that.
For sure.
You know, so, and that's what, but long story short, that's the point I was getting at, is that's what's cool is like, especially lately, I've been seeing a lot of people in the app, because I'm part of the welcoming committee, that say like, I just got a bike, I just started riding, my son just got one, we're just learning about this sport, and they're finding us already, and that's so cool to see. That means that
That's great.
that our messaging is working, what we're doing is working, and people are recognizing. It warms my heart, like, you'll see stuff completely unrelated to us. You'll see it, on Vital here and there. I'll see it on Reddit. People like, I want to get into the sport, what I do. And people say like, oh, go follow the Moto Academy. Even if you're not in the app, like, follow the Instagram page. A lot of good tips. It's like, that's what we want to be known as, is like, hey, I just got a bike. What do I do? This is what you do. Get in the app.
No,
That's my plug.
It's freaking it's great. And another thing is, if you're your second day riding, your first day riding, you're looking at the Moto Academy, you don't have time to develop all of the horrendous traits and ticks that the rest of us did on 85s and minis and all that other crap, where my
There's no
elbows are
muscle
by like
memory
my
that we have
freaking
to break.
ribs. There's no bad habits, none of that stuff. So that's phenomenal. So
somebody
you're
just
learning
got
the right way.
sniped by a tough block. Dude, Hammaker, another good start. Let's see if he can not push that nose this time.
Pray.
Hampshire right up there, Vial right up there. This is shaping up to be pretty good. That's a bummer for Ansi. I feel like he would have.
Can we talk about Vial? I don't. How did this guy get the red plate again? I don't remember that happening, dude. Was I out to lunch or something?
The season doesn't start till Daytona, and just like last year, he was just Mr. Consistent. He never really set the world on fire last year. At least I didn't feel that.
Did he get it in Daytona?
Yeah, he won in Daytona, and that's what I'm pretty sure that's when he took the red plate.
Gotcha.
And just never let it go.
How was he in? Where were we last weekend? Indy.
Yeah, Indy.
How did he do in Indy?
Was Indy his first win of the year? I don't know.
I don't remember.
We need a third person on here to pull up results. We need a young Jamie.
We need Jamie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Hammaker. I don't know what it is, but like, Hammaker does not excite me in terms of riding. Like, I used to be amped for Forkner when he was on PC, AC, of course.
Yeah.
Who else? Kitchen.
Listen,
I'm stoked to see Kitchen stuff.
Not exciting. Is it, dude? Not exciting is finishing the season on that Cowie bike, and that's more than we can say for anyone else. On a pro circuit Cowie the last few years.
Dude,
so
I want to know what shaman put a curse on poor Mitch, dude. Did he hit a Native American kid or something with his car? Like, what is happening to where this dude is not?
Did he
did he
roll over somebody's toes? Dude, what did he do?
What did he do?
Because you'd think,
I'm a PC Mitch Payton fan, dude.
Same.
And I'm a fan.
Think about the contribution, not even just to his team, but to the sport in general. Like, he was the first guy to say, we're a team. We're going to show up. Our riders are going to dress the same. Our bikes are going to look the same. We're going to bring some class to the sport. And he did everything he could And man, he is
Yeah.
just getting raked through the coals.
And not only that, it's like, hey, we're also going to provide like the standard for tuning and performance and
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, dude, it's wild to me that like to see where they are now.
Dude, shout out Hardy Munoz just up here with the big boys.
Dude, he's not afraid.
No,
Hardy's not afraid, dude.
he
He will
did just
send
get
it.
passed by 5 people, but he was there.
Yeah, but he's not. But dude, how many people would be like, "Oh crap, I'm up here with like factory guys. Let me go ahead
Yeah,
and back her down." He's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm at least gonna try." So, what are your thoughts on Hymus this year?
Um, I, it's so hard, man, because like he's still so young in his racing career in his life.
Mhm,
Um, it took a lot of other guys a few years to get it going, but I mean,
mhm.
I feel like we all thought that he should be like the bike, the pedigree racer that he is, and the support system he has behind him. It's
Yeah.
just hard when that same team is going 22-0 outdoors, when that same
Yep.
team won every title there is to win for 3 years straight. On the
Yep.
same bike and program and mechanics and truck and trailer and all of that stuff. It's like it's hard to see somebody kind of flounder and I think we were all hoping that it was going to be Hymus and Deegan, but man, it's not looking like that. Like it looks like Hymus doesn't even really have a shot at going
Yeah.
toe to toe with him in the long haul. It won't be a lifelong rivalry, similar to how um there was a few years where it was Justin Cooper and Jet going back and forth. But now
Mhm.
looking on paper, Justin Cooper's a great racer. He's up there. He's top five guy. But you would never put Jet and Justin Cooper as adversaries now. One is
Yeah.
not thinking about the other
For
in
sure.
any way, shape, or form.
For
So, and
sure.
I feel like that's where we're at now with Hymus. It might just take him a few
Mm.
more years to get up to that pace, and by then it's like we can see a few championships between now and then in Deegan's future.
I agree. And you know what's crazy is if someone were to say like, "Oh, where do you think Hymus would end up in 2025?" The trajectory that he had,
Yeah,
especially remember outdoors, this guy was, in Deegan's head enough to like make him start, throwing out some jabs and social
yeah,
and even I think it was end of Soupy last year too. I think it was the same thing. The ride that Shimoda had at A1 and like how Joe was riding an off season and before that hand injury, I assume that would have been the Hymus trajectory. I thought Hymus was going to be the one to come out and win a Supercross. I thought he was going to be the one to
yeah,
carry the Honda flag and that momentum and really change up and have like that like whatever that switch or that new adaptation that Shimoda had. I thought for sure that would be Hymus, with that helm. But see it be a little bit different. And not only does it almost feel like it's like a flip flop of what I expected. I think Hymus is underperforming like by any standard. You know what I mean?
yeah, a hundred
Um,
percent.
I I think like Shimoda was better in his second year, than what he's riding. And Shimoda's not really even a Supercross specialist. So
Yeah,
I would
yeah. It's
say
interesting. I wanted to ask you about this, and like we might need another. But man, they keep going for that quad, and it just doesn't seem like the 250s
it
have it.
really doesn't.
It
It
just
really
seems
you
very
have to seat bounce your face off.
high risk, low reward because it looks like
Yeah,
the not quad line is not a bad line.
it really
Going
isn't.
going on off
And
in that
remember,
section.
they tried it when it was super fresh and like press day,
Yeah,
Q1, free practice, when it had like a really fresh lip on it. Now, dude, track's rutted, the lip kind of wears down, people are slamming into it, it's getting deformed, so you're not
yeah.
getting the same
Especially for
pop out of it
Hammaker,
anymore.
like, dude, you're in the lead. You crashed out of the first race.
Yeah,
Like, dude, why would
you
you?
don't have to do this.
I respect it, but man, I don't understand it.
No. And it is, don't get me wrong, I like seeing people throw a freaking, a 4 out there for sure.
Yeah. Um, the one bit I did see during race day live is they talked a bit about they talked to Joe about his bike. He
Hmm.
got on Hunter's old bike. Obviously, that bike, the last year Hunter rode it, he won a Supercross. Won Supercross, won the outdoors. Like
Hmm.
that was a championship proven bike, and they said he got on it, and they gave him the champion setup. What worked for Hunter, but Hunter and Joe do not ride similarly. Why is it that when they bring new riders into these teams that they don't just give them the blank slate? Why do they not? I understand it takes a lot of work and time and money
Hmm.
to to build up a bike to rider specifications. But I don't
Hmm.
understand when you know that two riders don't ride the same. Why wouldn't you start there? Because I feel like you're taking more time, and it's just as expensive to unset up that bike before we reset it up for you, mid season. And that's like Joe said that. Like he said, by the end of outdoors last year, they had made so many changes to the bike to better suit his riding style. And it's like I wonder what the batting percentage is of, because like teams still do that where they bring in somebody on a proven bike and they say this worked for him, get used to it, like make it work for you. And it's just like, does that ever really work? I can't think of time when that
It's
worked that
it's
flawlessly.
rare. If it's rare, and for big changes, yes. Things like, oh, we tried this lighter swing arm. Okay, that's a big change. Everyone's gonna like a lighter swing arm. We have a
Yeah,
new updated rear shock. Everyone's gonna like the rear shock. What it comes down to is the millimeters of like, well, here's our standard triples. It's like, well, I don't really like a 21 offset. Like, I like a 21 and a half or 22, So I think it's a resource issue where they're like, well, we don't have all this time and money to throw at starting from a square one. We're going to give you what we think is best, and then we can kind of make small tweaks here and there. But a lot of times the factories don't want you making tweaks. A lot of it too is like, we want people to be able to understand that our bikes are good. Like, you hop on this Honda in championship winning form and you're going to go fast and win. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Using Honda as an example. So I don't think they like to stray away from that sort of connotation. If I'm being honest with you, but yeah, to
It's
me it
really
seems like a no
funny that
brainer. Get that
that's
guy.
it's funny to
Sorry,
me
go
that
ahead.
that's a thing in the
Mm,
sport, because it just, like, by logic, which shout out Carson Mumford, dude. Like he's on one right now. Podium position. That's
mm,
awesome to see.
let's
And
go.
actually looking at our top, 11, like Park,
Hmm.
Munoz, even Voland, like
Yeah, dude.
that's cool to see all those guys on non-factory bikes
Up
in the
front,
top
yeah. And dude, remember
top
Volan's on
10.
that freaking uh
That club with
Doug
the
Henry setup, dude, with the
yeah,
freaking yeah,
Doug
I
Henry
can't
with
shift
the
with my
roll
feet.
with the
Yeah, dude,
roll
it's
cage.
with the roll kit, dude. He's on that gnarly setup, dude. You know what's funny? Manny called me when we were in when we were in Tampa, and Manny goes, "Bro, you see my boy Volan out there with the freaking with the paraplegic setup?" And I was like, "Dude, not even close." He's
With
like,
the
"My boy can't
Paralympic
even
bike.
walk, and he's out there ripping." I'm like, "Dude, he's not. He can walk, dude. What are you talking about? My boy don't even need vertebrae. Let's go." I was like,
That's
"Dude,
crazy.
come
That's
on."
wild shit. Um,
Oh gosh.
what were we talking about, Dave?
But yeah, dude, it's
Oh, just
I don't even know.
like, like people buying bikes thinking like, well, this is what Jet rides, so I want to ride this. It's
Mm,
like, dude, that's not what Jet rides.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. And it's the same
Hey,
mentality of like, well, I bought a Corolla because Corolla just won a NASCAR
yeah,
title. Like, that's not a Corolla,
dude,
dude.
dude.
That's not a
When I
Corolla.
buy when I buy a signature when I buy a signature guitar, I don't expect to be able to play, you know, like I don't expect
Yeah,
like this. It's not. It doesn't give you the skills. It doesn't give you the amp setup and the pedals and the
dude.
effects and the light show and the years of
Yeah.
like it. It's so funny to me that like I know it does work. That they used to say race wins Saturday, race wins Sunday, bike sales Monday.
For
But it's
sure.
like,
But that was when bikes were so rudimentary, dude, that like,
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, like Cowie has this new thing called a linkage. You know what I mean? It's like it's stuff like that, man, where it's like
Yeah.
now bikes are so good. I'm
Yeah.
chasing.
Yeah.
I'm
This bike has
chasing
one shock in the back,
deals.
not two.
I know, right? No, this won't. This one won't explode and kill your child. That's what. No, that's the new. That's the new update. That's the new update. We're not running on hydrogen anymore. That's that's crazy. But now, dude. Plus, there's so many retailers. You and you could buy a Honda. I could buy a Suzuki. We could change them around with like aftermarket offerings, which there's
Dude, Yamaha has
plenty
an
of,
app.
and have almost the same feeling bike. Yeah,
Yamaha's an
yeah,
app
we got the same
that you
feeling
could
bike,
fully map
dude.
the engine. That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Which, like,
exactly.
I don't
So
even
yeah,
agree with. I don't think that people should have that. Like, the mass consumers should have that. I feel like anybody who doesn't know ball get into those menus, and you can be so much further than you need to be from just a regular setting. Like, it's funny. People, AJ is the most talented rider, fastest person I've ever shared a track with. And when you talk to him and you ask him, like, what do you do to a bike when you get it? And he says, foot pegs, gripper seat with ribs and a handlebar bend that I like. He doesn't put a muffler on bikes. He doesn't tune and map bikes. He doesn't, it's like, leave it, get the sag set that you like. And, suspension, we might do a few clickers, but like, you don't need to, it's just, it's so much more on the rider than the bike that, like, for the 99% of riding population, that we just don't have to do this.
No, for sure. I wish more people thought like that. Obviously, we want to support the brands in our sport that, like, give you all these cool accessories for sure. But for most people, dude, yeah, and I would even like argue like, I would trade in the foot pegs for radiator braces because I keep tipping over so much. Like just
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like worry about the basics and like let the rest kind of come to you. So, all right, sir. I think we should call it there. We're gonna head over
Yeah.
to the TMA app now. We
Get
got
in
through
there.
half of the races. So guys, don't forget, we are gonna be in the app with Mr. Arvens. So don't miss out on that. Huge thank you to our amazing sponsors. They are linked below: FXR, Flow Vision Goggles, Phoenix Handlebars, and the rest TMA. We are going to talk to you guys on the next one. Stay tuned. We thank you. Share the word. We'll see you next time.
Shout out. See you guys.
See you guys. Okay, and
Dude, sorry, I gotta go.
It's all good, dude. I'll see you in the app, buddy.
See ya.
See ya.